When we talk about exponents, this is what we mean. First of all, this little superscript, this little number on the top of that number there is called the exponent. It is also called also known as a power. The number, the big number that's underneath it, to the left of it, underneath of it, is called the base number. And here is the important part. What an exponent does is this. The exponent tells you how many bases get multiplied together. The exponent tells you how many bases get multiplied together. Okay, so that means this. If you have 5 squared, 5 to the second power, that means you have 2 5s times themselves. And please don't get this mixed up with like just multiplication. It's not 5 times 2, it's not 10, it's 5 times 5. The answer to 5 squared is 25. Or 5 to the third power is not 15. It's not 5 times 3, it's 3 5s times themselves. And that is 125. Or 5 to the fourth power is not 20. It is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, which is, Elijah?
225.
125 times 5 is actually 625. And one more, just because we're there, 5 to the fifth power is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, which is, anybody? Multiply this times 5, we got 3,125, I believe. If you ever hear the phrase that something grows exponentially, maybe you've heard it maybe sometime in your life you will, what that means is this. 5 to the second power, 25 is not a terribly big number, neither is 5 to the third power, 125. But notice that the gap gets increasingly bigger between these numbers. This is only 100 away from this number. This one is 500 away from that number. This one is 2,500 away from that number. And the next one would be 30, would be 15,000. Exponentially means like this. Exponential growth means this. It starts growing kind of slowly, but as you get farther out in time, it grows and it grows ever so much faster. Okay, it just starts, it's a smaller growth start, but as you keep going out, building things, it keeps getting way, way up there. Now, a couple special cases here would be this. Just know that, if the exponent is 2, 5 to the second power, you can say it as 5 to the second power, but people usually call that 5 squared. And 5 to the third power, usually we call cubed. They mean the same thing, 5 to the third power, 5. There are no other ones that you need to know. The fourth power, you just say the fourth power to the fifth power. And know this, 5 to the first power is, Elijah? Is 5. Anything to the first power is itself. 5 to the first power. Now, what are some things they're going to give you with powers? They will give you something like this. What is bigger, 3 to the fourth power or 4 to the third power? Which one is bigger? Well, let's look at what they are first. What is 3 to the fourth power? Riley?
12.
It is not. That's 3 times 4. Remember I talked about that. It's 4 3s times themselves. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. And what's 4 to the third power? Again, not 12, but 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So which one is bigger? 81. 3 to the 4th power is bigger than 4 to the 3rd power. Or they'll tell you to do this. They'll say write the prime factorization of 1000 using exponents. And what they mean by that is this. If you're prime factorizing 1000, you get what? I don't know. What would you do, Jaden? 10 times 100. Those can be split up. 10 is 2 times 5. Those are prime, so you can stop. 100 is 10 times 10, correct? 10 is 5 times 2. And 10 is 5 times 2. So you end up with this. 3 2s times 3 5s. But they want you to use exponents rather than writing it all out like that. It would look like, how many 2s do you have multiplied together? 3. So it's 2 to the 3rd power times, how many 5s? 3. This is writing it out using exponents. And that's how in math usually we will do it. We'll write it out using exponents just because it's easier to see and write down. Or they will give you something like this. They'll say simplify this. They'll say what is 2 to the 3rd power times 3 to the 2nd power? In which case you just have to do what 2 to the 3rd power is, which is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is not 8, or not 6, it is 8. And 3 times 3 is not 6, but 9. And 8 times 9 is 72. 2 to the 3rd power times 3 to the 2nd power is 72. Other than that, kids, I'm not so sure there's anything else here that would be fun. So you can get rolling on set. No.